All right, so here's this website, 270twin.com, and I'm going to scroll down here, and there we go. I could choose this one here, simulation order random or simulation order poll closing time. This is actually more realistic. When I run the simulation, you will see that it kind of goes from the East Coast to the West Coast because of the different time zones. So here we go. This is all you have to actually do. Run the simulation. And you can see that, well, these are the electoral college votes they get. So the number of electors, and yeah, Hawaii, Alaska almost last year. And Kamala Harris would get these blue states here, and Donald Trump would get these red states here. And what it means on every state, for example, let's take Wyoming and Colorado. So Wyoming, Donald Trump apparently won the plurality vote. And that plurality vote, whatever it is, they don't actually tell us in this particular one how many votes there are. The real results are there. This is just a simulation, but the real results actually will tell us how many votes each one of them got. And if there's only two candidates, of course it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, not that's a way of wrong choice of words. If there are only two candidates, then one of them gets more than 50%. If there is a third candidate and one that gets a certain amount of votes, it doesn't matter. There's the word. It doesn't matter. If someone actually only gets 48%, that would be actually enough if the other candidate has like 47 or 46%. So here, whoever gets the plurality, whoever is first past the post, then gets all the electoral college votes from Wyoming. So in this case, 3, Wyoming has a very small population, so they only have 3 electoral college votes. Colorado here, so would then, in this case, it means that Kamala Harris won the plurality vote in Colorado. May that be 52%, may that be 49%, as long as she has more than Donald Trump, she would win all the electoral college votes from Colorado for a total of 538, okay, which is why half of that plus 1, so 269 plus 1, which is 270, would be enough to win. There is a couple of exceptions to this one here. One of them is Maine, and the other one is Nebraska. You can see that on a statewide plurality vote here, Maine went to Harris, Nebraska went to Trump in the simulation here. And then each one of the districts, apparently Maine has 2 districts, Nebraska has 3 districts. Well, they actually, according to whatever plurality you have in that district, which again, Maine and Nebraska are the exceptions. Here you could actually have, well, Kamala Harris apparently got 3 in Maine, but Trump got 1. You know? And similar in Nebraska, well, all other 48 states, winner takes all. And that, yeah, is the electoral college here. And really all you have to do is run the simulation and record your results. All right, so here is the website, pro36.com, for the simulation. So making sense of voting systems. We'll scroll down here. Here's the setup. Let's see. Do this. There we go. Choose 6 candidates. There we go. Randomize their values. And you see that these popularity polarization here. And if I do that again, then it just randomizes these values, right? So I'm going to scroll down here. And then it says run it. I'm going to go down here and go to explore. So there's a number of them. So general voter, plurality, approval score, border, ranked choice voting, Condor K method. And we only covered plurality and ranked choice voting. I'm going to click on this one here. And plurality would be, well, you choose your candidate. So you go either, and I would have to look at the colors here actually, who's what color. There we go, here are the colors, right? This bluish here, and then reddish and green, and what is that? Pinkish or orange here, and purplish and so on. And that's what these voters did right here. There you go. See these colors here? These here, by the way, because I've just clicked on popularity, all the other stuff actually doesn't matter because you only have one vote. You choose for one candidate you vote for one candidate or the other. And notice that there is 1,000 voters in here. There we go, right? So then you go down here and there we go. And that's actually it. So which candidate had the most first place votes? And apparently candidate 2 won with 31%. Interestingly, in my simulation here, candidate 3 also only had the same number, 31%, but apparently maybe there's something behind the decimal that they don't show us. So 31.4 versus 31.3. Not the best example, but in any case, the one who has the most votes at 31% wins this particular election. I'm going to run this again here to get rid of these two being almost the same. So here you go, run again. There we go. The simulation is going to scroll down. So now notice I already get different results here. And this time around, yeah, 29% was 28%. It's a little bit easier to see, right? All right, so I'm going to click on ranked choice voting. I said that's the only other method we did. And now on the ballot, you would actually say, okay, I'm going to go for this candidate first. I'm voter 1. I'm going to go for this candidate first, then for this candidate, then for that, then for this, and then for that. Okay, so I actually put 6 votes down. Just make sure that you are only going to put one little circle across, one in each row and one in each column. Don't double up, because then your ballot would be not valid anymore. Okay, so now what happens is apparently, whoa, look at this. Candidate 2, well, that was what we just checked at, right? So the 29 versus the 28%. Remember, I ran that again too, so that we have a little bit of a clear difference. But this time around, candidate 2 did not win because the voting method is different. It's ranked choice voting. So the 29% right here is not enough. So what's going to happen now, I'm going to click on 2, which will eliminate candidate 5, and his or her votes will go to any of the other 5s. Well, that depends on who voted what next. So for example, I'm going to look for candidate 5 here with that purplish one here. Let's see, there are very few. There's one. So voter 39, that means that him being eliminated, that would go to the red one. So voter 39 would give his to the red one, and that's it. Voter 39 is out of it, and candidate 5 as well. I'm going to look for another purplish one here. See if I find it. There we go. Oh, same thing. Also goes for candidate 2, right? Let's see another one. There we go. Same thing. Voter 80 also goes to this one here, to the red one. Let's see another purplish one. Very few. Oh, there was one. Same thing. Apparently, whoever likes candidate 5 also likes candidate 2. And that could be due to that popularity that we saw earlier, or the polarization parameters that they showed. Let me see if I can actually get at least one that doesn't look exactly that way. Same thing for this one here. Purplish and then red. Purplish and red. Really, whoever voted for candidate 5 also voted for candidate 2 in their second. Here's the difference. Okay, so this one here, voter 254, went for candidate 5. Candidate 5 is being eliminated. And now the vote goes over to the orange one here, candidate 4. Okay, so I'm going to click finally on this one here and notice that this increased here. Yeah, a lot of them goes to red here, right? Then in the next round, blue, candidate 1, is going to be eliminated. And that will also be distributed according to, well, whatever the second vote is. So, oh, yeah, whatever the second vote is. So this one here is going to be eliminated, and it will go to red. Trying to find the next one here, somewhere here. Let's see, there it is, found it. And also this one here, well, that goes to red, candidate 2. And then this one here will go to orange then. All right. By the way, once orange is eliminated, that will then go to the next one, to the red one here. And then if that one was eliminated, we can see red will not be eliminated. So that's actually it then for voter 379 when he or she is done. Okay, I'm going to click on 3. So that's what I just did, and notice this is what each one of them gained from candidate 1 that was eliminated, because that was their second or third vote, perhaps, right? And then I'm going to click on 4, and this other bluish one here will be eliminated. We can see, okay, that one here will go to red, that one go to red, that one goes to orange, right? So we go, there we go. Wow, that was a lot of all of a sudden. And then orange will be eliminated. So when I go in here, that will go to red right away. Red again, that one actually, okay, this one is interesting because that one would go to this purplish here, but he's already eliminated, so it will go then with the third vote going to red. Remember that each voter actually did make 6 crosses on their ballot, you know, one after another. This is my first choice, second choice, third choice. So that's how ranked choice voting works. So now finally orange is eliminated, and yeah, they would have to go here from whatever bluish or dark blue to the next one, or from orange depending. All right, so let's see. And there we go. C2, candidate 2 gets a lot from orange. Interestingly enough here, you might have seen this, so this is way over 50%. It's almost a landslide now. So when you go to ranked choice voting here, okay, where you do this kind of voting, well, this one looks like a neighborhood like 70% versus 30%. But in plurality voting, the same candidates, the same first votes, and of course there are no second and so on other votes. Here, candidate 2 was 29% just versus 28%. So if candidate 3 had gotten just 2% more or went past the decimal, candidate 3 could have won the plurality vote, could have won the plurality vote. But the ranked choice voting, well, we saw that those 2% wouldn't have made much of a difference. But then again, it depends on which kind of election voting choice you're using. And in the United States, most of them are the plurality voting. So it is this one here. And occasionally there is a different kind of voting, like the ranked choice voting in Alaska. There we go. Click on that one again. And then, of course, the electors for the Electoral College for the president elections. All right, I think I'm finally done with this simulation here. And while you do your own simulation, of course. All right, so here's the website, Ballotpedia. And I'm scrolling down here. I hope this all fits nicely in here. I'm trying to grab, there we go, got it. Let's see, I'm going to go down to, so there's how RCV works and so on, and here's example 1. I tried to squeeze this all on here. So there we go, so you have candidates A, B, C, D, E, F, and on the ballot, you would put these down here. So you would say, okay, I'm voting for candidate A, and then for candidate D, and then C, and then F, and then E, and then B. Just make sure that you don't repeat one, because then your ballot actually could become invalid. So you put 6 crosses down. You could also just put 1 down. You know, I think that works too. So here we go, here after the rounds, and I believe in this particular example, whoever wrote this one here made the mistake. He should have called these round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like in the last example that we had. So there is no 6th round, because then after the round 5, you only have 2 candidates left, and one of them has the majority of 50%. So in any case, so here are the number of votes that these candidates become. 31.3%. Candidate A is leading, apparently, but because it's not plurality, candidate A has not won this. So what happens next is candidate F, which has the smallest number of votes, is being eliminated. So the 1,399 votes are now going to go to all the other 5 candidates, unless there is, you know, some invalid one in there for the next one. And they're distributed according to, well, each voter, each one of these 1,399 voters has someone who they chose second, and that will go then here to candidates A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, and then again, this one here should be called actually round 2. So they all gain a certain number here, plus minus this much percent, and apparently candidate A gained almost 400 votes, candidate B 500 actually, candidate C about 50 votes, and of course the total percentage go up. Then candidate E is being eliminated, and his 2,916 votes now, or her 2,960 votes, are going to the other candidates. Okay, and so each one of them is edging up in their percentages. You know, they can only gain from this one here. So that's being eliminated. Then this one here is going to be eliminated, candidate E, and again, there we go, very close to 39.8 versus 39.6, but still no winner because they have to have 50%, the majority here. That's how the ranked choice voting works, other than that you do ranked choice voting. They have to aim for the 50%. So the 5,321 in this round here is then being eliminated, and it goes here, and again, there should be round 5 here, and is being distributed among the 2 remaining candidates, and here we can see one of them won. In fact, it is candidate B. So what, with the 51.3%, so apparently what happened is in plurality, candidate B would have lost by quite a bit to 31.3%, but so it turns out that all the others that are eliminated here, really, they would actually prefer to go to candidate B if there is a runoff, and so they did. And yeah, at the end it is that particular candidate with 51.3% of the vote that wins. And that's the thing. That's how ranked choice voting works. Your second, third choice, fourth choice become important. Well, in plurality, no, it's only your first one. And this one here is first past the post. You know, simple majority, plurality, 31.3% wins in plurality. In RCV, apparently it's the other one that wins, 51.3% in this example. Okay, this one was hypothetical as far as I know. This one here was a real one, so this is actually on this Ballotpedia one. It chose Alaska for this one here, and this round 1. There were actually 4 candidates, and when you look at the ballot for Alaska, there are 4 candidates in there, so you have first, second, third, fourth choice, except for the presidential one, you have 8 choices, interestingly enough. So here we go. There was actually a 4th candidate here, Al Gross, but he dropped out, so there were only 3 candidates remaining, so they didn't have to go first, second, third round. They just had to go first and second round, and that would be it. So you just eliminate the last one, and then that will be done. So according to plurality, trying to pronounce the word, Mary Peltola would have won 40% versus Sarah Palin's 31%. However, it's not plurality. It is ranked choice voting. So Nick Begich would be eliminated here, and his 53,756 votes would now go to Palin and Peltola, depending on how each one of those 53,000 voters had their second choice. And that's how it's going to be distributed. So when I click on this one here, well, we can see that many Nick Begich supporters put their second choice down for Sarah Palin, but quite a bit of them also put it down for Mary Peltola, and it was just enough for Mary Peltola to win this one here with 51.47%. All right, so that's a real example for ranked choice voting, which we still have going on in Alaska as of November 2024. So here we're going to have this third example here, favorite dessert, and this would be a typical ballot here. So if I say, okay, my favorite dessert is I really like chocolate, okay, and I'm going to put down as my other favorite dessert being pastry, so I'm going to click pastry right here, and you know that's not going to work. By the way, if you did that on a paper ballot, if you try to put both in here, it will be invalid. You know, you chose one too many. So let's say mine is chocolate. Okay. Now as my second one, I'm going to say, all right, you know, I still like chocolate. Oh, that is warning. Warning, each candidate can only be ranked once. And again, that would be possibly, I think, invalid. So I'm going to better take this one off here. So I'm going to say, okay, my second one is pastry. And then I have cookie, and then I have cake, and then I have ice cream. And notice that each row and each column only has one cross in it. And you got to pay attention to that. So now I'm going to submit this one here. There we go. If you please could do me a favor, do not donate. I'm not endorsing this here. This is just, I'm just using this website. So click on preliminary results. There we go. And here we go. So round of 4. Okay, hold on. I just want to start here with round 1 of 4. So ice cream, that's what most people said, and then chocolate and cookie. And remember, I think I chose chocolate first, right? So now the thing is, pastry is being eliminated. So these 2,715 votes go elsewhere. And so they all gained almost equally, right? Actually, whoever liked pastry most liked chocolate actually least. You saw that a moment ago. Here, I'll show you again. There we go. So that's where at least amount of votes get. All the others were almost the same. Now cookie is being eliminated. So let's see what happens here. And there we go. So what for ice cream here? Ice cream still is not at the majority here. They're still short of 50%. So now cake is being eliminated. And a lot of them go to both. And now ice cream actually has one. They don't give us the percentage here. They just give us the total number. All right. And that's it for this one. And of course, you record your own results.